No, let me stop. You still worshiping that white man though. you got to be. And look, but that's not the point I was trying to make, right? Let me get back. Whatever we're in, we rise. Science, mathematics, engineering, teaching, whatever, singing, whatever it is. So it shows that there's something in us that makes us a degree above the Caucasian. Doesn't say we're better. I'm just saying, and so they know. And they get jealous of it, they get envious of it, and they despise us and reject us in every one of those fields. So the Quran talks about the envier when he envies. And everybody, experiences envy even among ourselves. But the envier is that devil that knows his time is limited and realizes who are the real chosen people of God, and he's very envious of them. So the minister says both the Bible and the Holy Quran refer to this people as dead people. And he takes that dead matter and he puts in it a new mind, a new way of thinking. He gives it a new form and a new expression. Behold, I make all things new. We are made up of matter, but we're in darkness, ignorant from the neck up. But as it was in the beginning, God created himself out of darkness into light. He was the light in the darkness as an atom moving about, made up of the protons, the electrons, the neutrons of that matter that is the ingredients for everything in this atmosphere. That's true. And from that matter, he made matter matter. That's right. So here it is now at the end of the devil's rule in this total triple darkness of the devil's civilization. God is coming into this darkness to take the matter that's in the darkness and make it matter. For the light shined in the darkness, but the darkness comprehended it not. He came unto his own, but his own received him not. Come on. This is the work of the Mahdi. This is the work of Allah. Taking us that are people who don't matter to white people and giving us a new mind to make us matter to him. To hell with them. Why should I be concerned about how white people feel about me? Really? I really don't give a damn, man. You're not my friend. You're not my associate. I don't care about what you think about me. I'm concerned about my people. I'm concerned about what they think. But I'm more concerned about what Allah thinks. So we almost finished. Y'all all right? Minister says the scriptures of the Bible are in perfect harmony with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And his teachings are in perfect harmony with both Bible and Holy Quran. For Paul says in the Bible, put off the old man which is after Christ Jesus. Then Paul says, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. The mind has to be renewed. He says this tells us, brothers and sisters, that we cannot say that we are doing the will of Allah God if there is no transformation taking place in our lives. If there is no constant renewal taking place in our minds. If our thoughts are not being made better, closer, more akin to Allah God and his will, then we are only using religion as a cover, as a shield. Now, we don't want to do that, do we? No, sir. But if we say we got God in our life, yes, come on, then we should be found changing on a consistent basis. We should be found growing on a consistent basis. You cannot and I cannot have the way of God and God's mind introduced to us and we stay in the same condition we was in before God found us. Where's the transformation?
Right. Come on.
If when God found me, I was living in a room, and he shares his mind with me,
right,
and he brings me into a process of training and study to be like him,
right. Come on. Can't be living in that room.
I can't be 10 years later still living in that doggone room.
All right, sir. Come on.
That's no transformation.
None.
That's no growth.
None.
That's no development. That means there's some blockage somewhere, or I'm not really practicing what God gave me. And I'm just covering it with a suit.
That's the truth.
A tie.
That's the truth.
A headpiece.
Tell the truth.
A head wrap.
Tell the truth.
A good greeting of assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. You a good sister. You a good brother. But I'm just still a nigga. Still OJ. Okay. Transformation has to take place. Now look, and you know, we can go to school. We can get a college degree.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, as the minister says, I mean, look, you know, if he had a degree from Harvard or from Yale or from Princeton, he would probably be accepted better in society. Because those are schools of renown and we respect them, but that's not what God is going to use. God doesn't borrow nothing from this world. He's making all things new. So there has to be a new education. Since education is the cultivation of our minds, brothers and sisters, then we have to be educated on a new level. And what's the new level of education? Well, look, let me just say it in these next few minutes. The new level of education is that we are learning from God not to study the prophets. We are learning from God how to study God through what the prophets have taught. And that in what the prophets taught, we are seeing God taking us stage after stage up into himself. So it's a new mind of how we look at Abraham. We look at Abraham with a new mind. We look at Isaac and Ishmael with a new mind. We look at Moses with a new mind. We look at Aaron with a new mind. We look at Adam with a new mind. Now look at Adam.
Okay.
Adam was not a prophet. He had nobody to prophesy to.
That's right. Teach on it, brother. That's right.
Adam was made after the mind of God.
Look at that. Look at that.
When God in the Holy Quran is fashioning Adam, he raises him up in the midst of angels. And then he tells the angels, tell Adam the names of everything. And the angels in the Quran could not tell Adam the names. So then he tells Adam, tell the angels the names. And Adam tells the angels the names, and then all the angels had to bow to Adam. Now this Adam that I'm talking about is not the Adam in the Genesis. This is the Adam that comes after the 6,000 years of rule. Who is that Adam that is a quickening of the spirit? Because in the Quran, Jesus is equated to Adam, the second Adam, who's raised with a quickening of the spirit. And the Bible talks about one that would come, that would be likened unto Adam, that would be raised with the quickening of the spirit. So this Adam that is raised, he knows the name of everything. Name meaning, not meaning as the minister teaches us, that mean like, well, you know, this is Lakeisha, and this is Raheem, and this is John, and this is Mary, and that's a cow, and that's a bird, and that's a horse. No. Meaning the title and the function which shows the nature of everything. So this Adam that comes up, he gives the knowledge of God. And in the knowledge of God, he's given the science of everything in life. He's given knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement. Elijah Muhammad is that one. What he gives us, all praises are due to Allah. All praises are due to Allah. What he is giving us is a new mind because he's educating us on another level. Where you can look into the nature of a thing. And by looking into the nature of the thing, you're able to know its function, so you know how to uproot it, how to control it, how to dominate it, how to overcome it. So the God in his way of teaching now is that we deal with things. There's no problem that we cannot overcome. Nothing. Even if you don't know how to overcome it when it first hits you. All you have to do is reach right up into the Comforter. Jesus said he would be with you forever. The Comforter is in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
If it's dealing with food, we have How to Eat to Live. As a law from God through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So you have a little gas, you have a little indigestion. Okay, what is the cause that's producing that kind of effect in my body?
What is it?
All I got to do is reach back up into what I've been taught.
That's right. That's
And think about, what did I eat today?
Yep.
And what time did I eat it? Versus the time that I ate yesterday. Now I know where this is coming from. So I know what to do to put it in check. If there's a problem in the family, you see the effect, but what's the cause that produced the effect? Now you find out what the cause is, and that's a fact. And you take that fact and you go into the root of that fact, the essence of that fact, and now you can make a judgment on that fact. And if the judgment is going to cause emotion to be risen between those who are being judged, and even emotion within yourself because of what you got to do, God doesn't rule himself by emotion. Though he has emotion, he rises above his emotion. He deals with facts and actual facts, and when he makes his judgment or his decision, it's precise. This is a new mind and a new individual that's been made by God. It's an education factor. Now you can't do this and be a coward. Because God is no punk. God is fearless. And the nature of us as a people is fearless. The only reason why we have fear now is because what we've been fed by this oppressor, mentally and physically. But you can change in the twinkling of an eye if we submit to the will of God. And the will of God is tied in the knowledge of God. And in the knowledge of God is the power of God. And in the power of God is God. So why wouldn't we want to be anything else but God? So brothers and sisters, man, listen. God is after us. What you see happening right now in the weather, what you see happening in California, the snow that's starting to come in over here on the East Coast, it's going to get worse.
That's right.
We can't change that.
That's right.
The enemy has to suffer.
That's right.
And in the midst of his suffering, we will feel the atmosphere of it. So I'm saying that to say this. Stop being so distracted by this world. And start focusing on yourself and God and your babies.
Come out of her. Come out of her.
You have to have some kind of survival kit in your home.
Say that loud.
And you think you're going to always be able to go buy this fast food and everything else and keep feeding everybody else oodles and noodles and all the other crap. Brother says you better start storing up on water.
That's right.
And I ain't talking about a little bit of water. You better start storing up on a lot of water.
That's right.
You better make sure you got candles, kerosene lamps, and flashlights that work real good in your household. And you don't even tell everybody what the hell you got in your household. Because I'm telling you, look, we will end up seeing snow like we never saw snow before.
Yeah.
And nobody will be able to move nowhere. Don't even worry about your car note. Don't worry about your house note, because they ain't going to be able to come get it any damn way. Look, snow stops everybody from moving. But at the same time, in that kind of distress, if we ain't got the right things in our cabinets, if we ain't got the right things stored up in our basement, or in our little freezer, that freezer, the electricity may go off. What else you going to eat? Why, as grown people, are we eating 3 and 4 times a day? There is no need for you to be eating 3 and 4 times a day.
That's right. Teach on.
There's muscles all over our body. If you chewing that much, you're wondering why your cheeks are getting fat. You chewing too much all the time.
Exercise.
If you was to curl iron the way you curl them damn cheeks, you probably would have better biceps than. No, this for all of us.
That's right. That's right.
All of us are guilty.
Come on. That's right.
1 meal a day is best for us. Our children should be eating 2, maybe 3 meals a day, and then weaning them down to 2 meals a day. But us grown people, 1 full good meal a day. Because our body has to have time to kill off the poison from the meal before. And eating the right food at the right time. Look, some of you may frown on navy bean soup, but I'm going to tell you, man, that's the best thing you can put in your system. Look, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Muslim follower of the teaching. That bean soup, if made right, it fights off radiation. And then at the same time, it got so many nutrients for your body. Just go, when you finish, Google navy bean and watch. You will be amazed. Oh, yes. I'm not saying that's the only thing you should eat. But you should get used to eating it, because there may come a time when that's all you're going to be able to eat. Especially if you have children, they got to eat something, so you can't be having all a big meal and then they... Is that right? I'm not saying this to scare anyone. I'm saying it to warn us. Because, let me just end on this note. Just think about it. Sometimes we may look at weather as being bad. Like if it rains real hard all day long, nobody's moving about, nothing's happening, right? But think about, why did God bring that rain? Maybe the enemy was planning something that we didn't know about, and the rain stopped him. Why bring the snow? See, the police can't attack your community when there's too much snow in the atmosphere.
They can't do it.
The National Guards can't come into the hood and go door to door in the projects claiming to be looking for guns, just trying to find a way to kill our people when snow has stopped cars from moving and buses from moving and trains from moving. So look at the glass being half full. Never look at it as being half empty. Because if God is the one that controls rain, hail, snow, and earthquake, there's always a reason why he's bringing it at a certain time to a certain area for a certain thing. All we got to do is make sure we're prepared to weather it and then move on with our life. In our own personal lives, our emotions are like weather patterns. And if we don't learn to control our emotion, some of us may have turbulence in our life all the time. Always going through something, always some kind of earthquake, always some kind of shaking, always a rainy day in my life, always darkness, never light. That's emotion. And that's not emotion that's supposed to control you. You were supposed to control it. And this is why you have to have a new mind. And with a new education, so that you could be made new and control these things and actually wipe them out. If you come and join hands with Minister Farrakhan and the teachers Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I guarantee you, if you're serious about it, your life will be transformed. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for giving me your time and your patience and listening to these words as I greet you all in peace. Assalamu alaikum. All praises are due to Allah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful teacher.
All praises are due to Allah. Assalamu alaikum.